Welcome back to World Crisis Radio. This is Webster Tarpley here in Washington, D.C. Now, we have a special guest right now, friend of the broadcast, Reverend Edward Pinckney of Benton Harbor, Michigan, who has been fighting against the Governor Snyder emergency manager regime, the dictatorship over many towns in Michigan, from Detroit to Benton Harbor, across the entire peninsula, but also the fact that Benton Harbor has been made into a kind of company town or plantation of the Whirlpool appliance manufacturers. And we were shocked this week, and I hope Reverend Pinckney will correct me if I'm wrong, that he was attempting to organize signatures for a recall to challenge the high-handed, outrageous actions of Mayor Hightower, I guess it is, and somehow this led to Reverend Pinckney being arrested and even for a time confined at home. So, Reverend Pinckney, is that correct? Is that the situation?
That is absolutely correct, Webster. I tell you, it's been one of them weeks that you dream about as an activist, but the only shame part about it that you was arrested. Hey, let me tell you how this thing unfolded.
Sure.
On April the 24th, which was my wife's birthday, Dorothy, I'm taking her out for an early dinner, and I'm going up to Kalamazoo, which is about 30 minutes away. But before I can get to Kalamazoo, my phone is jumping off the hook. They're telling me that the sheriff department with the SWAT team had blocked off the streets and surrounded my home. They say it was at least 30 to 40 deputy or law enforcement agents at my house. They was all over the place. Nobody can get in the city, on the street, and nobody could get out of the street. If you was in the house, they told everybody to stay in their homes, do not come out. And here I am wondering what is going on. So, you know me, I finished my dinner, and I called my attorney and had him call this corrupt prosecutor, Michael Sepik. And according to them, Michael Sepik had put out a warrant for my arrest, claiming election fraud, claiming that I have crossed out some dates on the petition and put in a new date, and 5 felonies and 6 misdemeanor charges. And he said, their exact words, my attorney said, well, he's going to turn himself in Monday morning. They said, absolutely not. We want him right now, and we're going to get him. We don't care where yet, we're going to find him. Listen to this. All day and whole day Thursday night up until Friday morning, they was going all over the city of Benton Harbor with the SWAT team and law enforcement looking for me in my car. You would not believe the people was calling and saying, what is going on? You know, they said, don't come home, whatever you do, because look like they want to kill you. And I tell you, Webster, this has been one of them weeks. And then the bad part, when I turned myself in the next morning, they said bond for $30,000. And they said that they wanted it now. Then they put me on tether, and then they said I could not use the computer for any reason. So you know what? This is one of those situations, Webster, that I must confess that, you know, I don't put anything past law enforcement anymore.
Now, these are the local police controlled by Mayor Hightower, right?
Right. Matter of fact, he made a threat that he's going to use all his resources, which is Whirlpool Corporation, Lakeland Hospital, Michael Sepik, the prosecutor, and the Sheriff Bailey. So those are all his people because they're under the influence of Whirlpool. So he said he's going to use every last one of them, and he's going to make sure that they get me.
It's outrageous. It's
Absolutely,
unbelievable.
Webster. Who would believe it?
And let me just say, I mean, I'm thinking, you know, a lot of hot air has been devoted to many a story, and even in the past week. But this seems to be a critically important case. Have you gotten any publicity about this, or the?
Well, you know, the word is spreading like wildfire. It's going from state to state. You know, as a matter of fact, I got a call from Japan on yesterday, and a guy was wanting to know what is going on down there in Benton Harbor. And I said, well, you really just don't want to know, because what's happening here might be happening up in Japan sooner or later. So that's what that added up to, you know. So we just taking it one step at a time, trying to do what we need to do and stay focused and make sure that we're on top of our program.
All right, but right now you're at home, but you're in the house
home,
already.
Confined to the house.
And you can't use the computer, but the phone?
On the GPS.
The phone you can use?
I can use the phone.
And you have a device that they have put on you?
Absolutely, around my ankle.
Oh.
And believe if whatever room I go in, if I go use the bathroom, they know which room I'm in.
Outrageous.
Yeah, and you know, and who would believe it? That's the part. Who would believe it? You know, nobody would believe this. So, you know, we're just staying focused, doing the things that need to be done, fighting this battle, and taking it one step at a time. And, you know, I went to court this morning, and 3 of the judges recused themselves. They said that they don't even want to touch this mess, because that's what it is, nothing but some mess that they created. And one judge I really didn't want. And he was like, and we almost got him, and I know I would have been unhappy.
I got it. Reverend, why don't you tell people how they can help you? I mean, $30,000 bond, you know, people can contribute towards
and my
that,
lawyer probably costs about $50,000. He's going to pay, at least that's the minimum I have to pay him, $50,000.
All right, so how can people help?
Well, first of all, you can go to bhbanco.org to my website and donate. That's bhbanco.org, Banco, and you can donate on that website, or you can mail me a check to Banco, BANCO, 1940 Union, Benton Harbor, Michigan, 49022. That's Banco, 1940 Union Avenue, Benton Harbor, Michigan, 49022. We really need the funds. In order to fight this battle, we got to have the resources. If we don't have the resources, we're just spinning our wheels.
Sure thing, and I would also urge any media that hear this, and I know some do because it is widely heard. Get Reverend Pinckney, right? You can contact me, Tarpley, through tarpley.net website to the contact feature there, and I'll put you in touch with Reverend Pinckney. Reverend, is there anything also in terms of Snyder's attempt to get reelected in November?
Say that again.
Snyder is trying to get reelected in November. Do you have anything going in that regard?
Well, here's what we're doing now. We're getting ourselves organized, and we're trying to get things together so we can fight this battle against him to make sure that he does not get reelected.
Yes,
so
of course.
We're doing the things that need to be done. We're mobilizing, we're organizing, we're getting things together, and we're moving forward. Just because I'm on house arrest does not stop me from mobilizing.
Good for you. That's the spirit, Reverend.
Absolutely. And listen to this. If people want to call me, they can call me at 269-925-0001. That's 269-925-0001.
All right, Reverend. Listen, you hang in there. Let's get you on again next week for a progress report. And in the meantime, I urge all people of goodwill to support Reverend Pinckney.
Right. I'm looking forward to being on next week.
Okay. Bye-bye, Reverend. Don't let them get you down. I know they won't. Back in a minute on World Crisis Radio. Back to World Crisis Radio. That's Reverend Edward Pinckney in Benton Harbor, Michigan, and that's a wild story. I wonder where all the great libertarians are on a story like that. You try to work within the system with petitions and majority votes, and 5 felonies, 6 misdemeanors, $30,000 bail. So remember, Reverend Edward Pinkney, 1940 Union, Benton Harbor, Michigan, 49022, and it's payable, I guess, to him or to B.H. Banco, B-A-N-C-O. This is an organization of African-American ministers and others, and they've been absolutely critical in fighting the fascist Governor Snyder and his emergency manager law, which I like to call the Little Hitler law, because it sets up a little Hitler in every one of these cities. So